Hi friends, thank you so much for coming back to craft with me today, and welcome if you're new here to my channel. My name is Alyssa, and today we're going to be making this multi-pocket flip page for your junk journals, or you can just send this as a standalone project, maybe in some happy mail. So I made this out of two little envelopes, this size here, and the first thing that I'll start with, I guess, are my two side pockets. So I have one on each side, and I just put some 4x6 little journaling cards in there. I think this one's a little bit smaller, but it's around 4x6. So if you use the same size envelope as me, you could just put 4x6 photos inside and store them in there. And then on the front here, I have Adventure is Worthwhile with a butterfly and some flowers, some pretty trim. And this flips open. And I just used the envelope lid portion as two little tuck spots in here. So just added some more butterflies and made some little pieces here to put inside. We are fearless, independent, and original. And behind here is another pocket. So I just made this tag and I glued just this trim here in a little bow to the very top. And we can stick that back in. And then I will flip it over to the back so you can see the lid here from the envelope. But here I just put some paper. I thought this would be perfect journaling space. So I left the lid here because you can, again, just glue this part onto a page in your junk journal, and then it could be like a little flippy element. You, of course, would probably not have to utilize this side pocket just so it could flip, or put something inside that fits completely in there. But you could also just bring the lid to the front and tuck it in and just glue it inside. And it could just be like a little standalone project for Happy Mail or something like that. You could still utilize the pocket here. Or you could also just create a whole booklet and leave the lid out again and just attach envelopes to the lid there. So, for example, let me just grab one. You could just open up another envelope and stick the lid inside like that. And then this lid, again, you would just send back that way. And you could keep repeating that whole process and make a little booklet. So that's an option as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab two envelopes here so we can create one of these together. And here they are, my two envelopes I'm going to be using. Again, that's the size that I'm using, 3 5/8 of an inch by 6.5 inches. So these are like the smaller sized envelopes. And there's really no scoring or measuring or anything like that. One of them we're just going to be holding this way with the lid on the left. And I'm just going to send my lid to the back. And we're pretty much just covering up our envelopes. So I'm going to start on this side. And of course you can measure out your paper and cut it down to size, but I'm just going to grab a paper here, which is from the Kirby Teasdale Studio paper pad from Hobby Lobby, I believe. And what I'm going to do is just cover up this portion first. So I'm just going to glue just the envelope part, not this part, because I want to keep it open for a pocket. So just all this white space here, I'm just going to cover that up. And let's see. I'll just cover it up with this corner of the paper, even though It's mostly going to get covered up with other things. So I'm just going to put this over top. And just make sure everything's aligned. And then you could just cut off the excess or you can tear it, just depending on the type of look you're going for. I think I'm just going to tear mine using my ruler. Okay, so that is covered up now. We're going to have that side pocket here if you want. And then for my other little flippy page on the front, I just took another envelope, but I turned it upside down. So the lid's upside down there. And I'm just going to fold this in half. And again, just cover up the outside here as well as the inside. So I'm going to start probably with these sections here. And what I'm going to do is cover up each side separately. So, I mean, you could take like a whole sheet of paper and cover up both sides all at once. And actually, this is like a perfect fit. So maybe I will just do that. But you know, you could also just cover it up with a scrap here on this side and then a different scrap on the other side. And it'll probably fold up easier that way. This paper is pretty thin, so I'm just gonna cover this all up in one go. So again, just gluing the envelope part, all this white space. Then I'm gonna stick this sheet over top. And then I just have a little bit here I'm going to cut off. All right, and then I'm just going to fold everything in half again. Okay, and then I'm just going to cover up the lid here as well. Maybe I'll just do something like this. I'll do the lid separately. So for the lid, I'm just going to open this up and hold it at a better angle. And I'm just going to take this scrap and just line it up. And then I will open up the lid and just cut off the excess that way. So you still get that envelope sort of shape. And then this side, I will do the same thing. And I'll use this little scrap to cover up this side. So this project is really good for scraps. And again, I will just cut off the excess here, following the shape of the envelope lid. And we have those fun little tuck spots. Now, since this is the lid, sometimes the little sticky parts here can still stick. So I just grab some tape and I just cover up any stickiness on the lid portion, just on the inside here. Just so you can still utilize this as a tuck spot. All right, and then I'm just gonna pop some glue right down the middle, just in a line there, and then bring that up. I'm gonna fold it again just to get that all squared away. And it'll look like this. Now I'm not even gonna cover the back because I'm simply just gonna glue it to the front of this envelope here. Let's see. Let me find a scrap to cover up the front. All right, and then I'll just cut off the excess here. Okay, so that's gonna go on the front, and then you can open it up. And then I'm just gonna glue the back now on the sides and the bottom to create my other little pocket. And really you can place it wherever you want, but I place mine right about there. And I know I covered up that beautiful print, but it's okay. It's just paper. So there we go. We have our little flippy part there. And then to decorate the side here, if you want, I just like to add some trim. And then perhaps I will just add this little sentiment on the front. Be bold, be brave, be you. And I'm going to use my foam tape. And I'll stick it right there. And then we've got our tuck spots, a pocket here. So, you know, you can just put some fun little embellishments or labels inside, or if you're using it in your journal, you could put some flat, small little mementos, little journaling cards. I'm just borrowing everything from my first one there. All right, we'll just stick that in for now, but just to give you an idea of what you can put inside. And then of course we have that side pocket. And then I'll show you too. Well, you probably already know how I do the back pocket, but I'll just stick that in. And then we'll turn this over to the other side and again, do whatever you want with the lid part, but I'm just gonna leave it out. And then you can cover up this spot or just leave it for some journaling space. But this is how and where I create my second pocket. So to do that, I'm just going to glue 1, 2, and 3 sides. And then I'm just going to put my paper over top that way. But of course, you can always go ahead and measure out your paper exactly. So I'm going to go back in with this paper and just stick this edge in the corner. Just make sure that's nice and aligned. Okay. And then I will just tear off the excess again. All right, so that's what the back is going to look like. And then we'll have another pocket once everything's dry, of course. So you can always take, again, 4x6 photos or journaling cards, and those will fit nicely. And of course, you can also just use whatever kind of envelopes you have, any size. But how cute is this? It would be so cute in a junk journal. And you can flip it by just gluing down the lid portion here, and then you can cover that up with something else. It would be so cute even as a journal topper, I think. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this fun and easy little project using some envelopes and some scraps. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more crafty fun and inspiration, and leave me a comment down below and say hi. I'll see you all very soon in my next video, so happy crafting and huge hugs to all of you.